Good morning everyone. How are you all? I hope learners you are fit and fine and staying at your home. Children, we are going to have our English class with grammar section. Grammar section in which we shall be studying the topic subject, verb, concord. Subject, verb, concord. Concord, it means arrangement or agreement. Agreement is a kind of word which shows you that there is some connectivity with the other words to the first word of the sentence. In this way, we shall be finding a kind of connection between the subject as well as the verb of the sentence. This is generally taught to you in the way of using the tenses. But here, children, we are not going to study the tenses. But here, the relation will be with the tenses in the form of verbs formation. So here, first of all, we shall be studying about the parts of speech. Parts of speech, that are the basic parts of grammar. So the first of all, we have the first part of speech. Part of speech. Part of speech are the basic concepts of grammar. The very first part is nouns. We can say noun. The second part is pronoun. First is noun, second is pronoun. Third we have adjectives. The word is adjectives, means the qualifying word. Next word is verb. Verb are those words which are the action words as well as the linking words. Number 5 is adverbs. Adverbs are those words which qualify the verb of a sentence. Next we have is preposition. Prepositions are those words which connect one noun to other or one noun to the other pronoun or the subject to another pronoun of the sentence. Means it makes a kind of connectivity between the subjects of the sentence. Next we have is conjunctions. Conjunctions, you know bete, this is a kind of connecting word as well. Connectors, conjunctions, joining words, all are the same words. And next we have is interjection. Interjections are those words which expresses sudden expression. Sudden expression, as you suppose that there is a ring at your main gate at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. generally your father comes from your office, from his office or from his work, professional work. But as soon as you go to open the gate, you find your neighbor in front of the gate. Then the words will be, oh, uncle, it's you. So in this way we find the interjection words within the sentence. Here learners, we have total 8 parts of speech. Number 1, noun. Number 2, pronoun. Number 3, adjectives, the qualifying words which qualify any noun or the subject of the sentence. Next we have is verb. Verbs are the action words or the linking words. Well, there is no action in the sentence, we have the verb in that. How? I am a teacher. I am a teacher, here the verb is am. There is no action in the sentence, but there is the verb in the sentence in the form of am. Hence it becomes a linking verb. Next there is adverbs. Adverbs are those words which qualify the verb of a sentence. Next is preposition. Preposition I have just informed you, they are the connectors. In this way though we can confuse ourselves with the conjunctions as well. But I have already informed you that prepositions are those words which makes a kind of connection between the subjects of the sentence. Next is conjunctions. Conjunctions are qualifying words I'm sorry, they are the connectors. They are connectors in a way like can connect the two activities of a person happening within the sentence. In this way we can use the joining words or the connectors. Next is interjections. The sudden expression are shown with this kind of part of speech. And now we shall be studying about the subject verb concord. Means we shall be having a kind of agreement between the subject and verb. Subject, we know, learners, are made from either nouns or pronouns. Subjects are those words, you know. These are those words which are used before the verb of a sentence. Right? If I say, I am a teacher. What I say? I am a teacher. So who is the subject of the sentence? Right now, I informed you that am is a verb here. So the words used before the verb are known to be the subject of the sentence. In Hindi it is called karta. Kaam kisne kiya? In that way we can recognize our subject, means karta. हिंदी में आप कारक पढ़ते हैं ना, कर्ता ने, कर्म को, करण से, तो वहां पर you just get a kind of identification to recognize your subject of the sentence. In this way, I am a teacher, I is the subject of the sentence and I is a kind of pronoun. Right, Bede? So, we can have the subject either in the form of noun or in the form of pronoun. Next we can have one more example, and that is Sheila is a good student. Sheila is a good student. So who is a good student here? Sheila. And Sheila is a noun here. It is a naming word. In this way it becomes a noun. So we can find the subject of the sentence in both the ways, either in the form of nouns or in the form of pronouns. Next, how can we recognize our subject? It is used before the use of verb of the sentence. It is used before the use of the verb of the sentence. In this way, we can recognize our subject of the sentence. Next, we can have our location with verbs. Now, there are many kinds of verb or there are many kind of formation of verb. Here, we chose am with the subject I and is is with the subject Sheila. Why did we make this kind of changes? Why did we make? Just because you know that there are some variation with the uses of different subjects of the different sentences. Hence, there will be some rules related with subject and verb agreement. This is the way we can recognize which verb is to be used with which kind of sentence or subject. Now, what can be the definition of subject-verb concord? How can we recognize subject-verb concord? So here is the definition. You can better jot it down. You can write it down in your notebooks. Have the pen and pencil in your hands. Shall I start? Okay. So concord. Concord means agreement. What is concord? Agreement. Right. A-G-R-E-E-M-E-N-T. Concord means agreement. So subject-verb concord suggests that verb agrees with the number and person of the subject. Right, bete? The subject-verb concord suggests that which verb should be used with which kind of number or the pronoun or noun of the sentence. In other words, a singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes plural verb. That's all. Here we found two subjects. One is I and other is she. Sheila. In both the cases, we have the singular subject within the sentence. Now, if we have the plural subject of the sentence, then if we call it teachers. Teachers is a plural one. Teachers are teaching online. Teachers are teaching online. So what is the subject of the sentence? You can recognize it? Of course, it is teachers. Can you recognize it? Either it is a singular one or a plural one? Of course you can. This is plural one. How did you recognize it? With the addition of S, right? So teachers are plural. So it is very obvious that we have to choose the plural verb of the subject in the sentence, and that is ARER. In this way, learners, we have just come to know about the very first rule of the sentence, or we have just justified our definition of subject verb concord, and that is a singular subject carries a singular verb and a plural subject carries a plural verb. This is the very first way that we can exemplify our topic, and that is subject verb concord. Right, beta? Now we have the other ones. What is the other one? The other examples. So beta, I was talking about some other words, some other examples, and they are: Mohan is playing cricket. The sentence is Mohan is playing cricket. So who is the subject of this sentence, beta? I hope you can recognize it very well. That is Mohan. Right now, Mohan is the subject of the sentence. Mohan is singular one. So there will be the singular verb of the sentence. One more example we can take. We can say Shruti hates telling lies. What does Shruti hate, beta? Shruti hates telling lies. Here, Shruti is the subject of the sentence. It is singular as well, just like Mohan. What we had done here, we have chosen HATE hate in the form of verb. And here, with HATE hate, we have added S. Why we have added S with this? Because this is a rule of simple present tense. When we have a singular subject, we have to choose S or ES along with its verb. That's why hates has been used. If I say I, then there will be hate telling lies. What do I hate? Telling lies. मुझे झूठ बोलना बिल्कुल भी अच्छा नहीं लगता. So I is the plural subject in simple present tense. वैसे तो हम जानते हैं I means मैं. I am only one candidate. So how it can be the plural one? It is the plural one just because here we have the rule of simple present tense that we have to use I in plural form. That is why HATE hate has been used without S or ES. So there is a rule: when we have a singular subject, we have to choose the verb with S or ES. And when we have the plural subject, then there is no need to add S or ES within the verb of the sentence. So these were some basic things about subject-verb concord. Now today we shall be moving ahead with some different kind of rules that we have to follow while using subject-verb concord. How? Now I am just going to show you some more examples and you will have to pay attention on the same. Sometimes we have a subject or noun in the form of a phrase. Phrase is a group of some words. It is not a single word. It is a group of words. If I say one of the students interesting. Is very interesting. So which story is very interesting for you? Only one of the stories told by your grandmother. Here, the helping verb, even the main verb of the sentence is told, told. This is the main verb because this is the second form of verb. Before the use of the verb, we have to recognize our subject. Here, our subject is a group of words. It is not a single word, it is a group of words. In this way, we have a noun in the form of phrase. Right, bede? In this way, what we have to recognize or we have to identify that whether we have the verb of the sentence in the form of past one, then there is no need to just focus on the singular or the plural one. जब हमारे पास सिंपल पास्ट टेंस होता है तो हमें ऐसा कि सिंगुलर सब्जेक्ट है या प्लूरल सब्जेक्ट है उस चीज पर फोकस करने की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं होती है. राइट बेटे? बिकॉज इन सिंपल पास्ट वेदर वी हैव अ सिंगुलर सब्जेक्ट और द प्लूरल वन, वी चूज ओनली द सेकेंड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब. दैट्स व्हाई told has been chosen. Here, what do I want to explain you, that is, sometimes we have our subject in the form of group. यहाँ पर हमारे पास one of the stories है. So here, stories की बात नहीं हो रही है, उन सभी stories में से एक story की बात हो रही है. In that way, we have to choose our verb in singular form. इसी सेंटेंस को क्लियर करने के लिए I just give you one more example. One of the boys of my class dash very naughty. Generally the boys are considered to be naughty ones. We all know. वो तो डिफेम होते हैं कि बॉयज तो शरारत जो की होगी वो बॉयज ने की होगी. इट हैपेंस नो, राइट? So one of the boys of my class dash very naughty. Somebody is explaining to someone. Now I have put a dash here. Why? Because here you have to choose a verb. अब आप मुझे ये बताइए which kind of verb you will choose, singular or plural? Inform me. I hope you can recognize it better. In the very first sentence, I informed you that this is a group of words in the form of noun. Noun क्यों है ये? Because it has been used before the verb of the sentence. यहाँ पर भी ऐसे ही है. There is no verb. Right now you have to choose the verb. अब आप क्या सोच के verb को fill करेंगे? My class या फिर boys या फिर one. किसके बेस पर आप verb को fill करेंगे? One के बेस पर. ना तो आप बॉयज की बात कर रहे हैं, ना इस समय आप मेरी क्लास की बात कर रहे हैं. आप ये कह रहे हैं मेरी क्लास में जितने भी लड़के हैं उनमें से एक लड़का बहुत नॉटी है. तो यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वन पर्सन, राइट बेटे? सो देयर विल बी इज. व्हाट इज द आंसर? इज. इन दिस वे यू हैव टू चूज योर हेल्पिंग वर्ब. इफ यू हैव अ नाउन फ्रेज तो आपको ये जज करना पड़ेगा कि आपकी नाउन फ्रेज जो कनेक्टिविटी ऑफ से ले रही है वो आपकी सिंगुलर है या प्लूरल है. दिस वॉज योर फर्स्ट रूल रिलेटेड विद सब्जेक्ट वर्ब कॉनकॉर्ड. अब हम देखते हैं सेकेंड रूल फॉर द सेम. अब हमें ये देखना होगा कि समटाइम्स वी शैल बी हैविंग मोर देन वन सब्जेक्ट विद इन आवर सेंटेंस. मोर देन वन सब्जेक्ट कैसे? मिस्टर एंड मिसेस शाह dash come to our party. अब आपके पास ऑप्शंस हैं has और have. You have to choose out of these two verbs. अब आप कैसे चूज करेंगे बेटे? You have two subjects within a sentence, right? कैसे आपके पास two subjects है? एक तो आप कर रहे हैं बात मिस्टर शाह की and the other one character is मिसेस शाह. तो आपके पास दो सब्जेक्ट हो जाते हैं ना. एंड व्हेन यू हैव टू सब्जेक्ट्स it means more than one subject, it means it will be considered as plural one. अब आप plural के लिए has का यूज करते हैं या have का यूज करते हैं, ये बताइए. HAS has to be chosen or HAVE have to be used. Which one? I hope you have got your answer. That's right. Answer is have. So Mr. and Mrs. Shah have come. In this way, we have our second rule that whenever we have more than one subject of the sentence, we shall have to go for plural verb of the sentence. One more example I want to show you. अब आप देखिए 2 and 2 dash 4 make और makes, दो और दो को मिलाने से 4 बनते हैं, राइट. 2 and 2 dash 4. अब आप क्या बताएंगे इसमें? आप फिर से कहेंगे कि आप 2 अलग है, 2 अलग है ना. तो 2 और 2 को मिलाने से 4 बनते हैं. 2 lines plus 2 lines equals to 4 lines. अब आप बताइए कि यहां पर make आएगा या makes आएगा. What you will be telling? make या makes? Of course, अगर आप इस बेस पर चलेंगे तो आप यही सोचेंगे कि यहाँ पर make make आएगा. It means plural verb का यूज होगा. But my dear children, this will be a wrong one. Why? क्योंकि 2 and 2 भले ही अलग अलग हैं, लेकिन इन दो को मिला के एक कैरेक्टर बनता है और वो होगा डिजिट 4. So there will be makes makes. What will be chosen? Makes. और हम जानते हैं whenever we have singular subject only then we choose s or es along with our verb. It is a rule of simple present tense. Don't forget this कि 2 and 2 makes 4. मत सोचिए कि 2 और 2 अलग हैं, उन दोनों को मिलाकर एक कॉन्सेप्ट तैयार होता है. In this way we have to choose makes means singular verb. One more word is bread and butter dash my favorite breakfast. अब आप बता सकते हैं? वैसे तो आप मुझे ये बताइए कि how many of you like bread and butter for your breakfast? How many of you? I guess a number of children would be there who would like bread and butter in their breakfast. अब आप मुझे ये बताइए बेटे कि ब्रेड और बटर को क्या आप अलग अलग खाते हैं? नो, आप उन दोनों को वन टाइम में कंज्यूम करते हैं. ब्रेड पर आप बटर को रब करते हैं. Only then you just have it or enjoy it, right? In this way there will be is. What will be the verb? Is. ब्रेड और बटर मिलकर एक ब्रेकफास्ट का आइटम तैयार करते हैं. यहां पर भी हमने ये देखा, भले ही ये दोनों आइटम सेपरेटेड थे, लेकिन इन दोनों ने हमें फिर से एक प्रोडक्ट तैयार करके दिया और वो था ब्रेड एंड बटर का एक मॉर्निंग ब्रेकफास्ट. राइट बेटे? अब हमें सेकेंड रूल पूरी तरह से क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए. सेकेंड रूल आपका था कि whenever we have more than one subject of the sentence, we'll go for plural verb. And whenever we have two subject of the sentence but they go for only one product, then we will choose only the singular verb of the sentence. In this way, learners, we have done our work on two rules, जिसमें हमने ये देखा कि हमें किस तरह से सिंगुलर सब्जेक्ट के साथ सिंगुलर वर्ब का यूज करना है और किस तरह से हमें अपने नाउन फ्रेज के साथ, इट मींस कलेक्शन ऑफ वर्ड्स जो कि हमारा एक नाउन या सब्जेक्ट का काम करता है, उसमें हमें ये जस्टिफाई करना है कि वेदर द सब्जेक्ट इज सिंगुलर और प्लूरल. और नेक्स्ट हमने ये पॉइंट आउट किया कि किस तरह से हमको सिंगुलर सब्जेक्ट और प्लूरल सब्जेक्ट में डिफरेंस मेंटेन करके उसके प्रोडक्शन पर ध्यान देना है कि उसका प्रोडक्शन जो हमें फाइनल एक रिजल्ट मिल रहा है वो सिंगुलर कॉन्सेप्ट दे रहा है या वो सेपरेट वन दे रहा है. नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट वी हैव इज, अब हमारे पास एक और क्लियर होता है जिसमें हम ये बताते हैं. एग्जाम्पल देखिए, वेस्ट इंडीज. द वर्ड इज वेस्ट इंडीज डैश अ ग्रुप ऑफ a group of, this is what we have written everyone, West Indies is a group of islands. अब यहां पर आपके पास एक गैप है, अब आपको क्या चूज करना है, इधर इज और आर। अब आप इसमें से या तो इज बताइए या आर बताइए, क्या बताना चाहेंगे? आई गेस आप लोग आर बताना चाहेंगे, लेकिन शायद कुछ गेस कर रहे होंगे कि देयर विल बी इज। तो whosoever are guessing is is to be the correct answer, they are correct ones, right? How? वेस्ट इंडीज के बारे में भले ही हम बात कर रहे हैं और इंडीज एक ऐसा वर्ड है जो अपने आप में प्लूरल शो हो रहा है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद इन स्पाइट ऑफ सीमिंग प्लूरल वन टू द सेंटेंस और द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस, हेंस देयर विल बी द यूज ऑफ is is। क्यों ऐसा हुआ? भले ही वेस्ट इंडीज प्लूरल नजर आ रहा है, लेकिन वो काम है तो सिंगुलर। अब आप कहते हैं मैथमेटिक्स, फिजिक्स, है ना, लेकिन होता क्या है, सिंगुलर वन। न्यूज सिंगुलर वन है। तो इस हिसाब से हमें ये देखना है कि वर्ड भले ही हमें प्लूरल नजर आए, लेकिन उसका यूज हमारे पास सिंगुलर होता है। वन मोर एग्जाम्पल वी हैव, अगर हम कहें 20 किलोमीटर्स, 20 किलोमीटर्स डैश अ वास्ट एरिया। 20 किलोमीटर का एरिया बहुत वास्ट होता है। 20 किलोमीटर्स के आप हिसाब से सिंगुलर वर्ब चूज करेंगे और प्लूरल वन, क्या चूज करेंगे, सिंगुलर और प्लूरल? अगेन आई गेस someone would be thinking singular and someone would be thinking plural. So again dear children, there will be the use of singular verb within the sentence. ऐसा क्यों? अब आप सोच सकते हैं 20 किलोमीटर्स तो दूर का एरिया है, बहुत लंबा तक फैलता है और नंबर उसमें 20 है और 20 तो 1 से ज्यादा होता है। Then why it is considered to be a singular one? So now let me just make you sure about the concept, learners. This is a concept of what we can say collective one. भले ही वो 20 किलोमीटर्स का एक रास्ता है, लेकिन 20 किलोमीटर है तो कलेक्शन में एक जगह ना। 20 किलोमीटर का हम रास्ता बता रहे हैं, लेकिन रास्ता तो एक ही है, हमने उसको मेजरमेंट किया है। तो आप ये बात ध्यान रखेंगे, अगर 20 किलोमीटर्स हो, 20 मिनट्स हो, या फिर आपसे कहा जाए एक कलेक्शन में, तो आप उसको चूज जो करेंगे वो सिंगुलर फॉर्म में करेंगे, राइट बेटे? इन दिस वे वी हैव जस्ट कवर्ड वन मोर पॉइंट ऑफ सब्जेक्ट वर्ब कॉन्कॉर्ड। वन मोर आई वांट टू गिव यू, समटाइम्स आपके सेंटेंस में देयर सब्जेक्ट का यूज होता है, देयर, जो कि एक डमी सब्जेक्ट होता है। देयर इज अ गर्ल on my right side. So who is there on my right side? There is a girl. अब मैं आपको एक सेंटेंस और बताना चाहूंगी। There are 20 members in my group. So how many members are there in my group? So there are 20 members in my group. अब आप क्या देखते हैं बच्चों? अब आप ये देखते हैं कि both the sentences are started with a dummy subject और वो है there or then, right? One sentence has been continued with the helping verb is and the other one with are. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? हम तो there subject मानते हैं। Why? क्योंकि हम तो ये जानते हैं कि हमारे पास वर्ब से पहले जो हमारा सब्जेक्ट होता है, जो वर्ड होता है, वही हमारा वर्ब सब्जेक्ट होता है। बट यहाँ तो इस केस ने इसको गलत प्रूव कर दिया। अब हमारे पास एक रूल तैयार होता है कि whenever you have a sentence started with a dummy subject और वो dummy subject है there, तो आप वहां पर there को नहीं जज करते हैं, आप वहां पर उसके बाद आने वाले सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं, राइट? क्वेश्चन भी अगर आप जाने तो मैंने आपको हु से पूछा था कि हु इज ऑन माय लेफ्ट साइड, आंसर वाज अ गर्ल। इट मींस अगर मैं हु से पूछ रही हूं और मेरे पास आंसर गर्ल के रूप में आ रहा है, इट मींस द गर्ल इज द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस और गर्ल सिंगुलर थी, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैड चूजन इज। On the other hand, 20 members are countable ones. अलग अलग members हैं. That's why I have chosen ARE with the use of the subject. Some more points I have remaining with this explanation, and now I am just going to sum up it. There will be some words in the form of collective nouns. Collective nouns आपका है the jury. The jury was different in their decision. The jury was different in their decision. यहां पर आपकी कलेक्टिव नाउन बेटे ज्यूरी है. ज्यूरी इज अ ग्रुप ऑफ सम जजेस. 3 भी हो सकते हैं, 5 भी हो सकते हैं और 7 भी हो सकते हैं. सो यहाँ पर ज्यूरी मोस्टली 3 लोगों के लिए होती है. आप वो देखते हैं ना, लाइव शोज देखते हैं जैसे इंडियन आइडल देखते हैं, या फिर कोई भी आप होस्ट करने वाले शो देखते हैं लाइव, तो उसमें आपको मिलता है कि 3 जजेस का एक पैनल होता है, उसे ज्यूरी कहते हैं. तो अगर आपकी ज्यूरी यानी कलेक्टिव नाउन अगर अपने एक्ट में अगर वो डिफरेंट है, जैसे कि डिसीजन उनका सेम नहीं था, अलग अलग था, तो हमें यहां पर वॉज की जगह वर का यूज करना पड़ता. क्या यूज करना होता है बेटे? वर. ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि ज्यूरी के जो मेंबर्स हैं वो अपने डिसीजन में सेपरेट वन है, और उसी के अपोजिट अगर ज्यूरी के मेंबर डिफरेंट के प्लेस पर सेम है तो आपके पास वॉज का यूज किया जाता है. इट मींस कि अगर आपकी कलेक्टिव नाउन अगर अपने एक्ट में सेम है तो आप सिंगुलर वर्ब का यूज करते हैं, और अगर उनका डिसीजन डिफरेंट वन है, उनकी ओपिनियन डिफरेंट वन है, तो यू गो फॉर प्लूरल वन. तो दिस वाज अ रूल ऑन collective noun. So children, I just want to recall you with some things that we have just studied within the chapter, and they are the parts of speech we have gone through, the subject and verb concord we have defined, that they are those words which are used just to show a kind of agreement with the subject along with its verb. Nextly, we have gone through many rules or regulations for the same. In this way, we have just examined the rules minutely, which one is to be used as singular and which one is to be as plural. So learners, now I shall provide you with some classwork along with some homework, but in the form of PDF. So you will look for the same and practice. Thank you and have a very nice day.